The world is coming to an end. You can feel it in your stomach. This pit is continuing to grow. Helplessness with no end in sight. Christ is carrying the cross atop Golgotha. He is beaten, mocked, and killed. The earth shakes, and the heavens open with the tears of angels. Catastrophe. They have killed the Son of God. The disciples are in despair. They saw miracle after miracle, and they believed, and yet they were not certain. It had to be proven to them again. You are suffering in life. Your loved ones are gone. You are in poverty, or ill health, or both. Life seems to be filled with endless suffering, the victory of death over life. Think long and hard about your state of mind as everything is collapsing around you. You can feel it in your gut that things will not go your way. I have felt this when I've competed in something, and as the results were about to be announced, I just knew in my heart that I had not achieved what I wanted. Things did not go my way. Or when I went in for my initial medical examination, an examination that should have shown nothing because I was a perfectly healthy and fit 22-year-old, for some reason I felt that it would not be fine. Indeed, they found something, and in the subsequent exams, they found something again. Finally, I received the email that confirmed I had cancer about 20 seconds before I walked into the room to present my dissertation. In all of these situations, what we have is catastrophe of varying degrees, something going wrong. But what if it was not so? This week on Ink and Fantasy, let us explore the Eucatastrophe. Catastrophe describes a terrible and devastating event. From the original Greek, it is literally the combination of the words down, or kata, and strophe, meaning turn. It is quite literally a sudden turn towards the bad. Christ's death, the ultimate catastrophe. J.R.R. Tolkien took catastrophe and he coined Eucatastrophe, adding the Greek F, which means good. As such, he created a word that describes a completely sudden and unexpected turn to the good instead of the bad. And not only did he coin it, but he practiced it too. The Eucatastrophe can be identified in almost every aspect of his writings. The most famous example, of course, is the destruction of the ring itself. Everything is about to collapse around us. Frodo is unable to throw the ring in the fires of doom, and Sauron is about to win, but Eucatastrophe strikes. Gollum, through the totality of his fallen nature, in a series of events put forth by Frodo's mercy and enabled by the will of Eru Ilúvatar, the creature falls into the fires by accident, and the ring, alongside Sauron, is effectively destroyed. Eucatastrophe came before too, of course, with the arrival of the Rohirrim, as Gandalf first heard their horns while facing the Witch King in the gates of Minas Tirith, and the examples are endless. Take the Hobbit and the arrival of the Eagles as an even earlier occasion of Eucatastrophe, something also used in The Lord of the Rings. You see, Tolkien believed that the Eucatastrophe was one of the factors that decided the ultimate merit of a fairy story. In his legendary essay on fairy stories, which was originally given as a lecture in 1939, Tolkien describes the concept as such. But the consolation of fairy tales has another aspect than the imaginative satisfaction of ancient desires. Far more important is the consolation of the happy ending. Almost I would venture to assert that all complete fairy stories must have it. At least I would say that tragedy is the true form of drama, its highest function, but the opposite is true of fairy story. Since we do not appear to possess a word that expresses this opposite, I will call it Eucatastrophe. The Eucatastrophic tale is the true form of a fairy tale and its highest function. He further explains the concept by adding that the peculiar quality of the joy in successful fantasy can thus be explained as a sudden glimpse of the underlying reality or truth. It is not only a consolation for the sorrow of this world, but a satisfaction and an answer to that question. Is it true? The answer to this question that I gave at first was, quite rightly, if you have built your little world, well, yes, it is true in that world. That is enough for the artist. But in the Eucatastrophe, we can see in a brief vision that the answer may be greater. It may be a far-off gleam or echo of Evangelium in the real world. The use of this word gives a hint of my epilogue. It is a serious and dangerous matter. It is presumptuous of me to touch upon such a theme, but if by grace what I say has in any respect any validity, It is, of course, only one facet of a truth incalculably rich, finite only because the capacity of man, for whom this was done, is finite. You see, Tolkien as a devout Christian ultimately traced the innate need for eucatastrophe to what was, to him, the ultimate eucatastrophe. I hinted at this in the beginning of the video. Christ died, the earth trembled, and yet, in 3 days, he rose again to life and granted eternity. The resurrection is the ultimate and most astounding and sudden turn to the good ever conceptualized by man. He describes the connection of Christ by stating, "I would venture to say that approaching the Christian story from this direction, it has long been my feeling, a joyous feeling, that God redeemed the corrupt-making creatures, men, in a way fitting to this aspect, as to others, of their strange nature. The Gospels contain a fairy story, or a story of a larger kind which embraces all the essence of fairy stories. They contain many marvels, peculiarly artistic, beautiful and moving, mythical in their perfect self-contained significance, and among the marvels is the greatest and most complete conceivable eucatastrophe. But this story has entered history and the primary world. The desire and aspiration of sub-creation has been raised to the fulfillment of creation. The birth of Christ is the eucatastrophe of man's history." In his personal letters, he reiterates the correlation of eucatastrophe and the birth and resurrection of Christ, and for the context of literature, he specifically describes the concept as a sudden turn so happy and joyous that it overwhelms you and brings you to tears. That this emotion is so natural to us, it makes us so happy that it enables us to see the natural truth of God and the resurrection. Tolkien believes that, whereas before you were feeling the inevitability of doom and that everything was collapsing around you, the completely unexpected turn to the good utterly overwhelms you with joy. Perhaps finding a little cash on a very empty stomach, getting unexpectedly good news from your doctor, or a very turbulent flight landing perfectly, the safety of your loved one. For that brief moment, all you can feel is gratitude, and for some, perhaps even faith. A sense of gratitude and joy that is natural to what it means to be human, and to hope even when hope seems dead. With this understanding in mind, the eucatastrophe shaped every aspect of Tolkien's writings, and especially The Lord of the Rings, and the culmination of its quest. For someone reading the books for the very first time, it may seem sudden and out of nowhere. For someone reading a third or fourth time, they may understand the underlying theme of greed leading to self-destruction, and the innate worth of mercy. But if you truly wish to understand Tolkien's mindset as he wrote those legendary chapters, the eucatastrophe is the ultimate foundation, as well as the guide through which Tolkien breathed life into Middle-earth. The eucatastrophe does not deny the reality of sorrow, failure, and doom, but it occurs in spite of them. The despair is real, and yet it has one defining difference from Deus Ex Machina. It is not a cheap rescue, but rather, in retrospect, the inevitable culmination of everything, something you soon realize when you consider every step that led to Mount Doom. I will leave you with this. I knew I had written a story of worth in The Hobbit when reading it, after it was old enough to be detached from me. I had suddenly, in a fairly strong measure, the eucatastrophic emotion of Bilbo's exclamation, the eagles are coming. And in the last chapter of The Ring, that I have yet written, I hope you'll note, when you receive it, that Frodo's face goes livid and convinces Sam that he's dead, just when Sam gives up hope. And while we are still, as it were, on the porch of St. Gregory's on Sunday the 5th of November, I saw the most touching sight there. Leaning against the wall as we came out of church was an old tramp in rags, something like sandals tied on his feet with string, an old tin can on one wrist, and in his other hand a rough staff. He had a brown beard and a curiously clean face, with blue eyes, and he was gazing into the distance in some rapt thought, not heeding any of the people, certainly not begging. I could not resist the impulse of offering him a small alms, and he took it with grave kindliness and thanked me courteously, and then went back to his contemplation. If you'd like to support the channel and not miss out on future videos, please consider subscribing. You can also click the link on the right to become a channel member and get early access to all of my content.